Paula, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Joyce and I am so excited to be sharing this. And it's a really simple recipe. It's my old pie crust recipe that I adapted for the cream cheese, and it's totally foolproof, and it came out even better. So I love this crust now. This is now my new favorite pie crust. So I'm going to put 2½ cups of all-purpose flour into the processor. And the processor really makes making a pie crust so much less scary. It's easy and almost always foolproof. So 1 teaspoon of salt, 12 ounces of chilled butter cubed, 12 tablespoons of chilled butter cubed. I even sometimes like to put my butter right in the freezer so it's extra chilled. And half a stick, 4 ounces of very well chilled cream cheese, the secret ingredient. It's excellent. Really makes a big difference. Now we're just going to pulse that so that it's combined to like a coarse sand, not too much. That looks perfect. And to that, half a cup of very ice-chilled water. This is also a pretty exact measurement, and I haven't gone wrong yet just pouring it in. Now we're just going to push that on until it forms a ball. Shouldn't take too long. And there we go. It's coming together nicely. And now we're just going to pour this out onto my table here. There we go. Pull this all together in a ball, and you want to divide it in two because we're going to need a top and a bottom crust for this tart. So make a ball, form it into a disc, and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. Look how this pie dough is just so tender and beautiful. You're going to really love working with this. So I'm going to wrap this in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator, and I'll be right back to show you the next step of this fantastic vegetable tart. Okay, now for the next part of our vegetable tart, we're going to cut up the vegetables. I've got about 4 zucchini here that I sliced, about 8 to 12 ounces of mushrooms that I've sliced up here, 1 pretty good sized onion chopped, and a colorful bell pepper of any kind. I have a beautiful orange one here. You can use red or yellow or even a green one if you want. Chop that up. Sliced tomatoes, these beautifully sliced tomatoes. These do not get cooked, these get put on uncooked. And a little garlic and some herbs. And I'm going to show you how we're going to cook this all up, put this together in the pan, and we're on our way to the vegetable tart. You're really going to enjoy this. I'll be right back. Okay, now for the next part of our vegetable tart. I'm going to take some large frying pans, add a little bit of olive oil, not too much. You don't want this to taste too heavy. And I'm going to put the zucchini in the big pan like that, and the onions and the pepper chopped up into another pan. And in the back here, I'm going to put the mushrooms. All those out there. Now all of these have to cook really, really well. You want all the moisture to come right out of them or the pie will be too soggy. I'm going to salt these up a little bit, each one. Just a little bit of seasoning. And a little bit of black pepper, always black pepper, so good with these vegetables. Just as much as you like. And these are going to have to cook down till they're really, really well done. And I will show you that in just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, now you can see how nicely the vegetables are cooked up. They're all really well cooked. And right about this point when we're going to take it off, you add the garlic that we chopped, the 2 cloves of garlic. Now just distribute these pretty evenly among each of the vegetables. One more step here to flavoring this pie, and that's with the rest of that 8-ounce bar of cream cheese. I've softened this so it's very soft, and we're going to add that to this bowl. To the bowl, I'm going to add about a half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And about, I'd say, half a teaspoon of oregano and about a half a teaspoon of basil. A little salt, but be careful with the salt. Be very careful with the salt because the Parmesan is so salty that you don't want to over-salt it. So just a pinch maybe, or just hold off and taste it yourself. Lots of nice ground black pepper. Okay, now we're going to put the pie together, and I have a beautiful cream cheese pie crust that I have had refrigerating for about an hour. And I'm going to take the first one here, put a little flour on my board, and roll it out. This is just such a beautiful pie crust. It's so tender. Now, just take the crust and fold it in and press it against the sides like this so that it stays up and it gets nice ridges of the scallop of the side of the pan all the way around like that. The first thing you do is you take the cream cheese and Parmesan and herb mixture that we made up earlier and just put it right on the bottom layer of this pie. Just like that. Spread it around so it covers the bottom. Okay, so we get all the zucchini smoothed out into a nice layer. And then I've got about a cup of mozzarella cheese here. I've got about a cup, and I'm going to sprinkle this on each layer. Just a little bit like that. It's nice and cheesy. A little bit of mozzarella. Next layer will be the peppers and the onions. Right on top like that. Yum. So pretty. This pie has so many colors to it, so many layers. Lots of flavors going on inside. A little more of the mozzarella. Just like that. And then the mushrooms. Last layer. Oh no, it's not the last layer of the cooked vegetables. Spread those all out. You really want to pack it down so that it's a nice tight fit, a nice tight pie. Okay, a little more mozzarella, just like that. And now we're going to layer our fresh tomato slices all around in a beautiful pattern. It looks so pretty because we're going to put a lattice top on it. And when you make the tomatoes all around like this pretty, it just looks beautiful coming through the pie. I finished the lettuce work, trimmed all the edges of the strips off and tucked them right into the pie. Now the last step I like to do when I'm making a pie like this is to brush it with a little egg wash. Now I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to put it in for about an hour. You got to keep your eye on it to watch it bubble until it looks golden brown, and you'll have yourself a pie. Now I'm going to put that in and I'll be right back. Hi Paula, I got the pie out of the oven and doesn't it look beautiful? The lattice work just makes it look so pretty, and the layers of the vegetables and the cream cheese on the bottom is just so tasty. It makes it really rich. And this cream cheese pie crust is so good. It is really good. My new favorite. I'm using this recipe a lot. So I think this makes for a really beautiful side dish. You can serve it with chicken or grilled shrimp, or I brought this to cookouts as a side dish, and it serves up beautifully with any kind of grilled meat. So I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been so much fun. I usually am sitting right here in my kitchen watching you cook for me on TV, and it's been a lot of fun being on the other end of the camera and being able to cook for you. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you like my pie, and I really hope to see you in Savannah. See you later, Paula. Bye-bye. Now, if I can just learn to cook without getting my blouse dirty like Paula does, I'll have it made.